Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of today's video, today we are discussing Ti West's Pearl from 2022. If you didn't already know, I already covered X, the first installment of this trilogy by Ti West, with the supposed final entry, Maxine, coming out later this year. I have waited way too long to cover Pearl. I literally wanted to cover it back in 2022 when it first came out, but it's all right. We're doing it today. I figured since Maxine is coming out in a few months that I would finally revisit Pearl on the channel and finally discuss its brilliance with you guys. So yeah, I want this intro to be pretty short. Let's watch Pearl. Stunning opening shot. It's the same opening shot from X, except I just love the contrast between the two films and how this film is so vibrant, whereas X was a little bit more toned down saturation-wise, but both beautiful.
One day the whole world's gonna know my name.
We love a girl with big dreams. And so it begins.
Take it.
I remember going into this movie, while I was super excited for it because I loved X, I just didn't know for sure if I was going to be that into it because it was Pearl's origin story, like a villain origin story. And then just the time period that it was set in didn't really sound that interesting to me, but I was pleasantly surprised by this film.
I could be on the line with those girls one day.
She's feeling the fantasy. Me at the movies, minus the morphine. The colors in this are absolutely beautiful. The blues and the pinks. This film just has so much vibrance and life. I love it.
You want to come watch the second show? Free admission.
Yes, please.
From what you just saw.
Oh, god damn it, Pearl.
Oh, Lord.
Not this. May I have this dance? Okay.
I'm married!
But honestly, the amount of repressed sexuality clearly must be remarkable, especially at this time.
You ate the candy, that was your supper. The food I worked hard to prepare alone is not.
Make me the biggest star the world has ever known, so that I'll make it far, far away from this place.
I got some bad news for you, Pearl. This is the last thing Pearl's horny ass needs to watch. Or maybe it's exactly what she needs to watch.
If only they would just die.
Pardon?
Nothing.
I've always loved that moment. The meek line delivery, the little nothing that she does. Absolutely brilliant.
I love you, Daddy, but this is no way to live.
The tension in this scene, let me tell you, I thought for sure Daddy was gonna be alligator food.
Why do you hate me, Mama?
I only want what's best. Getting what you want isn't what's important. Making the most of what you have is.
Such an outdated thing to teach your children, but okay.
If I go to this audition and I don't get picked, then I'll come home and I'll never speak of it again, I swear.
She's got a point. That's what I love so much about the writing and Mia Goth's performance, is that after seeing X, we clearly know that Pearl is freaking nuts. But there are several moments in this film where Pearl actually feels relatable, and you can feel some sympathy for her and her situation.
I've seen the things you've done in private. You can't keep your true self hidden forever, Pearl.
Mom's got a point though, too.
Here! Take it! That's what you really desire, isn't it? Perhaps I should kill him for you.
I just don't want him to block you is all.
The performances from both of them in this scene, absolutely astounding. Ooh, she just got hereditaried. The look of sheer terror on the dad's face. Like, could you imagine being him and witnessing all of that and not being able to move or say anything or defend yourself or do anything at all? No.
You still think I'm pretty enough?
No, not much has changed in the last 24 hours.
Yes, it has.
Oh yeah, actually a lot has changed. I'm a murderer now.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
He's trying the hardest he absolutely can to communicate telepathically with this man. Like, get out now.
It's our dog. She made a mess in the kitchen while I was away, so I put her in the root cellar. They're my best audience. I named each of them after my favorite picture stars.
The wheels are turning so loud in his head, you can hear them.
What about your dog?
Huh?
What's its name?
We don't have a dog.
It's over, Pearl.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Yeah, gotta get going.
Did I do something wrong?
No?
This is actually super hard to watch because I actually really do feel for her here, even though she's fucking crazy.
No! Why are you leaving me if I didn't do anything wrong? I don't understand. I thought you liked me!
I do like you.
She is so fucking good. Faster, dude, let's go. Oh my god. I'm gonna gush over Mia Goth's performance later on in the review portion of this video, but I'll just say right now, simply outstanding. But also, I kind of worry about her blood pressure while she's filming these scenes because, damn. He is shaking.
I wish you wouldn't look at me like that.
Girl, you're covered in blood.
What do you think?
Stunning. What can I say? Blood red really looks great on her.
I know you'll look down on me proudly.
Theta's about to be eaten real good. It's so Wizard of Oz. It's perfect. And I love the almost just comedic tone that it has. Just the dementedness and the absurdity of everything as Pearl just dives headfirst into complete and utter psychosis.
It has to be me. I don't think you meant to say that out loud, Pearl. Well, if it's not me, then I hope it's you.
No, it has to be her. What can I say? She is killing it. You guys already know what I'm about to say, literally and figuratively.
Thank you, but it's gonna be a no.
Well, this is awkward.
We're looking for something different today. More all-American, younger and blonde.
Well, then why would you just let anyone try out in the first place if you knew you were already looking for somebody with, like, specific characteristics? Make it make sense.
Please. You don't understand underneath this.
Just the automatic tears. She's so good.
Please, I'm a star!
God damn, Mia. But honestly, this is some of the greatest uncontrollable sobbing and wailing that I've ever seen on film. Oh my god. No.
Well, practice on me first then.
Pretend I'm Howard.
And here we have, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest monologues that I've ever heard in my entire life. One take, 8 minutes long, perfection.
I hate feeling like this. Do people like you ever feel this way? I figure you don't. You seem so perfect all the time. The Lord must have been generous to you. He never answers any of my prayers. I don't know why. What did I do? What is wrong with me?
The thing is, she is so sympathetic here. Other than the murders. I can relate so much to what she's saying. And I'll talk more about this in a bit, but the writing and Mia's performance and just the way she portrays this character is so complex and gripping in so many ways.
All I really want is to be loved.
Yeah, like how do you react to hearing something like that? Oh, I know. You get the f out of there as fast as possible, something that Mitzi here completely fails to do.
You guys get everything you want.
Oh dear. This shot is so unbelievably brilliant. Just her slowly coming out of the house and going towards the axe, picking it up, and then chasing after Mitzi.
Somebody please help!
What is this, honey?
Come on, Mitzi. This isn't running for your life. We can do better than this.
It's not about what I want anymore, Mitzi. It's about making the best of what I have.
This sequence right here, the imagery, the editing, the cinematography, the sounds, it's probably the scariest sequence for me in this whole film. I find it so chilling. Here's Howard's crazy ass.
I'm so happy you're home.
Brilliant. I remember seeing this in the theater, just watching Mia's demented smile while everyone just kind of sat there awkwardly disturbed. I was living for it. Okay, you guys, so I just finished rewatching Pearl. What a modern day classic in my book. I'm always just so captivated after watching it. It's like it puts me into this trance because it's so good. It's weird, but yeah, let's delve into Pearl. So of course, Pearl is the prequel to X and is basically the villain origin story of Pearl, the murderous, sex-crazed old hag from X, played expertly by Mia Goth, of course. So Mia actually co-wrote Pearl with Ty West, and like I mentioned earlier, while I loved X, and of course I had high hopes for Pearl, I was still like slightly hesitant going into it just because I know me, like I know what I like and don't usually like, and I just wasn't sure how much I was gonna love this villain origin story, especially because it was Pearl, and you know, Pearl is this nasty, bitter, envious, evil character. Even though there were little moments in X where you did kind of feel sympathy for her, but all my doubts, if you can even call them that, were completely squashed pretty quickly into watching Pearl. So in this movie, Pearl is a young woman dreaming of a much better and exciting life for herself. She feels chained to her current life with this really strict mother and paralyzed father. She loves going to see movies and she dreams about being a chorus girl and is also harboring some murderous proclivities. And before we go any further, I have to talk about Mia Goth and her performance as Pearl, because Pearl may not be a star, but Mia Goth sure is. This is one of the best lead performances I have ever seen, not only in the horror genre, but in film in general. And of course, all the other supporting actors did a great job as well, but this is Mia's movie. The complexity of the character of Pearl is so expertly portrayed by Mia Goth. One minute she's innocent seeming and coy and soft-spoken. The next minute she's hostile, rabid, and just completely murderous. There are moments where you really do relate to Pearl and her feelings of repression and feeling trapped and envious of others and just her longing for something better. But then you're like, oh wait, she's a freaking psychopath. And I absolutely love that. I love that Mia can play both the sympathetic side and the murderous side of Pearl and do it so effortlessly and brilliantly. So X and Pearl were pretty much shot back to back, and if we look at both films and how they kind of work as a unit, both of which are just so widely different from one another, yet they still are in the same universe. They actually complement each other so well, and both films can be enjoyed individually as standalone films, which I also love. So while X was a pretty straightforward throwback slasher that takes place in the 1970s, Pearl it's a little bit more complex than that. I mean, you can technically call it a slasher. People die brutally by the hands of Pearl, but it is much more of a character study. I've heard many people debate like which film is more effective, which film is more enjoyable. Some people say they hated X and loved Pearl. Some people said they preferred X and absolutely hated Pearl. So for me, it's a little hard because I love slashers. Slashers are my favorite subgenre of horror. And I love 70s cinema, or when a modern movie can accurately capture the 70s, which is kind of rare in my opinion. But I actually do think that X succeeded at capturing the essence of the 70s. I mean, X was pretty much everything I love about horror. But Pearl just felt so intimate, and the focus was more on the downward spiral of this character and her psyche and her descent into absolute madness. Also her motivations and just how she turned into that older character in X. And then how Mia portrayed the character of Pearl at this stage in her life. It was just completely out of this world. So both films are just so different. X was also darker and more suspenseful and kind of grainy. Pearl was vibrant and colorful and demented and twisted. I honestly think I love both films equally, just for completely different reasons. Like, I truly can't say I like X better or I like Pearl better. I really do feel like they're kind of equal for me. And of course, I am so excited for Maxine, the concluding entry of this trilogy. It's going to be out this summer, and it's going to follow Maxine after the events of X, and it's going to take place in the 1980s, and I'm just so excited to see what's in store for that. I have extremely high hopes, which I hope is not a bad thing. But yeah, I could probably go on for longer just completely praising Mia Goth and X and Pearl, but I feel like I've done enough of that for this video. But at the end of the day, I love Pearl. I would absolutely love to see more from Ty West. I've already seen House of the Devil. It was fine. I wasn't that crazy about it, but it was fine. But I'm not familiar with the rest of this work besides that and of course X and Pearl. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Pearl? Are you excited for Maxine? Let me know in the comments below. Check out my second channel if you're interested. I'll have it linked in the description box below. And yeah, thanks for watching Pearl with me, and I'll see you in my next video.
Psycho killer.